Our next topic is our last topic for tonight. Tommy Robinson's recent arrest. Tommy Robinson accused by police of inciting racial hatred over "fuck ISIS" England flag.
Yeah. So can I just give a little bit of background on this? So he took a big England flag, which is just a white flag with a red cross, and atop the cross of the red cross, so it said "fuck Islam." That was it, in like gold lettering or something like that.
Yeah, like
and it's a big flag. It was like, arms out, like flag. It was, maybe 6 feet across.
Yeah, like the image.
That was it. It said "fuck Islam" on an English flag.
Yeah, like the image I'm showing right here, right?
Right. I can't see that.
Former English
fuck ISIS.
Yeah, fuck ISIS.
Fuck ISIS. Yeah.
Fuck ISIS. Former English Defense League (EDL) leader Tommy Robinson has been accused by police of inciting racial hatred after wearing an anti-ISIS flag and shirt and holding England flag with the words "fuck ISIS" printed on the front. His lawyer has claimed. Now, here are some of the pictures. Let me show you some of the pictures. Here we go, real quick. So, I believe this guy right here is his Kenyan friend that is a Muslim wearing this fucking shirt. So, which I find hilarious, right? No surrender, and it's an English guy wearing a jersey pissing on the ISIS flag, right?
Good luck.
And then this is the image you just described, Anthony, the "fuck ISIS" flag.
I ain't seen any of this, by the way, Joe. I can't see any of it.
Yeah, so you're not gonna be able to see it, but you'll be able to see it.
Okay. All right.
Robinson had managed to escape being banned from traveling to France to watch England play in the Euro 2016 tournament after police officers arrived at his home near Luton when he'd already left the country. On his return to the UK, Bedfordshire police appeared committed to pursuing the banning order and serve him with the application. A subsequent hearing at Luton Magistrates Court on Friday, June 24th, saw bail conditions imposed to have Robinson's passport taken away, which he did receive back, actually. His lawyer, Alison Gordon, told IB Times UK she was then served with further police statements relating to the banning order on Saturday. She claimed Bedfordshire police and the UK football policing units and complained Robinson had, quote, inciting racial hatred while in France due to the anti-Islamic or anti-ISIS, not Islamic, anti-ISIS material had been pictured alongside. How was that for being drunk? Not too bad, huh?
It's not bad.
I'm sure he'll like that. I'm going to hear from him probably now.
But
yeah, I'm like, this is just, when it comes down to
just seeing you stumble through the words, Joe.
It was pretty bad.
It's enough for me. That's enough for me.
We got it. Yeah.
We could literally end the podcast now, and I'd just be chuckling to myself until I went to bed.
All right, guys, we covered the story. We're done. Have a nice night.
Yes.
Paul, what do you got to say? I think you want to say something, Paul, right?
No. Well, I was going to ask you, when you said anti-Islamic through the thing, was it anti-Islamic the entire time or anti-ISIS?
No, it was always anti-ISIS, dude.
Yeah, okay. All right, never mind. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
I mean the racial aspect is retarded. But I was going to say if they're saying anti-Islamic by saying fuck ISIS, then it was like, well, wouldn't that go against the narrative of saying that ISIS isn't Islamic and blah 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 blah? But all right,
right there. No, it was
but it is all anti-ISIS. Like, okay, so you have anti-ISIS sentiment. Oh, what a horrible fucking thing! Incite racial violence? What? Racial hatred? What? By saying fuck this terrorist organization? Good job, lady.
It's so funny that he's being charged with this. He was arrested for this. Who supports ISIS? Who the fuck supports ISIS? Because he wore a flag around his body and people were wearing these shirts. I'm like, come on, man, really? I'm like, who agrees with ISIS? Who supports ISIS? Oh, I'm sure Muslims do, right? Hashtag not all, but it's just really ridiculous. Anthony, what do you got to say?
Tommy's been targeted, basically, which is really bizarre. It's not a targeting that you're ever going to hear about. He wanted to travel out of the country. So I guess his name is somehow flagged on the United Kingdom's kind of passport thing.
Yeah.
So as soon as he wants to travel out of the country, it's going to flag on somebody, it's going to inform the police, and then they're going to come around and go, Tommy, why do you want to move out of the country? Why do you want to live, why do you want to visit Paris? Or, why do you want to visit Marseille or whatever? because of his history, and that's what it is. It's pointless. It's pathetic, is what it is.
It is really.
It really is because he's just being targeted every time. Tommy thinks that his legal battles are over. Like he had a legal battle with his mortgage, and I don't really care if he did anything bad or not with that. But as far as his like legitimate things are going on with him, it's all you get is targeted police abuse from the UK police force towards Tommy Robinson. Every time he wants to move out of the country, he wants to, go to watch England lose against Iceland or whatever. He simply can't do it. Or I mean, he can, other than with an absolute shit ton of hassle.
Yeah.
Because he basically booked his tickets to go to France, right, to watch the football. That's all he wanted to do. He's not a member of a hooligan element anymore, although he used to be, right? And he'll admit this as well. He was an element. He was a major player within United Kingdom sort of hooliganism. It's a difficult word to say, but he's not part of that anymore. He still loves his football. He loves Luton Town. He loves England and all the rest of it. And just like I do, I love Bradford City and I love England, and that'll never change. But because of the stigma that's attached to Tommy, every time he tries to leave the country, he's going to get a shit ton of hassle. So he had police turning up at his door while his kids were there, in all the high-vis shit,
And they were told not to come to his house wearing police uniforms and shit like that.
Exactly.
So it's fucking ridiculous, right?
Yeah. Now people need to understand, this is at like 7 o'clock at night. If anybody's listening to this that has kids, like 7, 8 o'clock at night is when you're going to get your kids down to bed. It's time to settle down, we're going to go to sleep, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is when, in Tommy's world, right, this is the time you're going to get a knock on the door from the police. At any fucking time of the day. Any time of the day, he's going to get a knock on the door. I mean, imagine living like that, right? Any time you can get arrested.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why it is, but you might get arrested. And taken away from your kids and spend a night in the cell. At any time.
I mean, he's been jumped on multiple occasions, and
of course, yeah.
So when the cops show up to his house, doesn't that make his home more of a target?
Well, yeah. Well, that's his point. That's his premise. Like, listen, don't show up to my house. I'm a private guy when it comes to my family and neighbors and shit like that. I'm a private guy, but you guys were told never to show up at my house in uniform. You're not allowed to do that, and they did, serving him with this ban statement or incitement or whatever the fuck it was, paperwork. And I'm just like, come on, man. I'm like, dude, the guy fucking told you, and you're still showing up with uniformed officers. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
The main point of that confrontation was for them to take his passport away.
Yeah, and this guy's been attacked before, multiple occasions, and the terrorist in the UK would love to know where this fucking guy lives to kill the motherfucker, not motherfucker in a negative way,
or at least fuck with his family,
or fuck his family, or harm his kids, kids going to school. I'm like, this is just fucking ridiculous. I'm like, this
is one thing you need to understand, right, about living in England is this guy probably lives on a cul-de-sac, like a street with no end. Right, if you don't know what a cul-de-sac is, you can drive down it, but there's no exit to anything, right? So it's just a street with some houses on it. So every time you get the police turning up at Tommy Robinson's house, that is just a massive beacon to everybody. Beep, 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 beep. This is where Tommy Robinson lives.
Yeah,
and everybody probably knows where he fucking lives anyway. So he probably lives in some element of fear. Who's going to knock on his door at whatever time of fucking day?
Absolutely does, yeah. I'm sure he does.
And he's got young kids. I mean, Jesus.
3 young girls, or 2 girls, 1 boy.
It's just amazing how the government, the police, and the authorities are so biased towards him. You know what I mean? When it comes to his arrest and shit like that, man, it's just like unbelievable, dude.
Right.
And they worry about Tommy and what he has to say, but they don't worry about the real harm when it comes to Luton. They don't care about the extremist. When they do things, it's just like it's all about Tommy. It's about Tommy. Oh, he's inciting hateful.
They don't give a fuck about Tommy's fucking free speech.
Bullshit.
Yeah. If Tommy Robinson was murdered by an Islamist like last night, we wouldn't hear about it for 24 hours. And it would get a little bit of a tug on Twitter and stuff. Would get 1,000 retweets, whatever. That would be it. Tommy's dead.
It'd be up to us.
And then what?
It'd be up to
and then
us,
what would happen?
the supporters, the fucking.
Like I said, nobody there cares about his free speech.
Right.
It's just
and it's worse in England. It's way
an
worse in England.
expression.
Where's
He has
Jenks'
a way
fucking anti-cop rhetoric now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, you guys don't really actually have freedom of speech in Europe and in the UK and all that shit.
No,
do
we
you?
do. We do.
Not the way we understand
Not,
it here.
not the way we.
But,
No,
understand
it's
it.
but at least
just a-
it's something to be promoted, you know.
No, I mean, in England you have free speech, right? And you know, you might get arrested, I guess, if you start talking about bombing people and stuff. But I mean, you know, the things you see online are somewhat extreme. Or the police say, "Sorry, mate, you can't really talk about this." When we do have free speech laws, you are allowed to say your mind. This is why we have like Speaker's Corner down in London, or anybody who wants to get their own little pedestal and stand up there and say whatever they want. They can talk about anything. They can talk about why ISIS is great, why they're killing Muslims in wherever. You know, they can talk about that if they want. Everybody has, and I support that. Absolutely support that. If you want to get up there and say ISIS is the best thing ever, and you know them killing infidels and killing whatever. Yeah, you have the right to say that, and I will support their right to say that until I die. That's the point of free speech.
Yeah,
Just because they're saying something you don't like, I don't care. I don't care about that.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that too. Look, I'm in support of free speech, but I'm saying that I was under the impression that England and some other places that it's a limit on what they consider what free speech is, and there's a limit to what you can say and be considered free speech, not hate speech or incitement. Well, there's this thing as incitement to violence, but what they consider incitement to violence can be very vague.
Yes.
yeah,
I've seen.
it's definitely.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
we
you
don't.
know,
Yeah, we don't. I mean, we do have a constitution, but it's not like the American Constitution. That's very well known by everybody. But we do have a constitution that says you are allowed to have free speech. You're allowed to say whatever you want. Although it's not like America, you're right. It's a little bit different. But I mean, you know, you get into technicalities. It's still the fucking same. I could go to England and say whatever I wanted, basically, as long as I'm not in high. But this is the tricky bit. As long as I'm not inciting hatred. What does that mean?
yeah,
What does that
right.
mean?
That's,
I have no idea what that means.
I guess it's on a
Inciting
spectrum,
hatred?
and it's
Yeah.
a spectrum they
What I'm
choose.
saying, or
So it's weird.
do people always?
Yeah, that's-
Did these people hate me already, or am I now making them hate me? And it makes no sense.
But the thing
That's
is,
what-
are you allowed to hate ISIS? I think you should be able to, right?
In England, well, I mean, Paul's got a point there.
I think you're right, but here in
allowed to
America,
do it.
like on our last story, somebody pointed out to me in a comment on one of my videos, or on the video that I spoke about when it came to Sacramento. They post, well, how would you feel if ISIS members were here and they were protesting? I'm like, I would support that. Support their right to freedom of speech as long as they don't become violence like we see with ban. You know, that's what it boils down to. Is like when you
Yeah,
start
but we're also seeing
hurting
this
people and
violence
committing
from the left.
violence, and it's part of your organization, yes, you will be fucking locked up. Yes, it depends if you're going to
That's
act
right.
on your words.
Yeah, but we are now seeing more violence from the left than we are from the right. And the right, where
it's been that way. It's been that way
or
recently,
whatever,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, if you want to
You know-
label them, blindly, you would say that the right is neo-Nazis and the left are, I don't know, beard-wearing wankers. And then,
Antifa.
are we somewhere in the middle?
Antifa.
Right. So, are we somewhere in the middle? I mean, is that where we are?
I try to be. I try to not be
Yeah,
too much right,
of
too much
course.
left. I try to be in the middle more. I mean, fuck.
Listen,
Well, no, Paul, Jesus Christ, you're voting Trump, right?
If I have to, I'm going to vote her over him over Hillary,
Even though
because
you're a-
in my
even
mind,
though-
I think
even though
Hillary's
you're a
been
Democrat. Even though
actually
you are-
libertarian.
Well, you would consider yourself left-leaning, right?
Yeah, left libertarian. I
don't
vote for
wanna get
him
too
over
much-
Hillary because I
same
feel
here.
strongly that she's a felon and she's done a lot of crooked shit in her position of power, and I don't think she should be handed another higher civil office or public office because
And I-
of
so
how
you-
she's handled
and I
herself.
think she'll adhere to the SJW culture and the PC culture out there. Really, to be honest.
Well,
with
no,
you.
I think she's a career politician. But she'll continue to be more crooked. I mean, I think she has done a lot of shit in shady shit as her time as secretary, and I don't want her to be allowed to do that in presidency.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm prevent her, but I'm just saying I wouldn't want to see someone like that in presidency. I don't like Trump as much as other more vocal people, but in a choice, I'd go over him over Hillary.
Yeah, what I want to do here, guys, I want to play the interview that Tommy had with somebody on some kind of broadcast or podcast. So let me play a little snippet of this video, and then we'll have some thoughts, and then we'll end the show here. So let me just play this real quick.
weekend, and what's making headlines from the ceremony.
Jesus Christ, really? All right, here we go.
Former English Defence League leader is going to appear in court in September to contest a football banning order that is being applied against him. We're talking about Tommy Robinson. Earlier this month, it was reported in the local newspapers where he lives in Luton that the police turned... Well, why am I going through all this nonsense? I've got him on the phone. Hello, Tommy.
How you doing? You all right?
Oh, not too bad. This is Tommy Robinson. Tommy, you went to France for the football. You weren't meant to, by all accounts, because the police came round with a banning order. Is that right?
Yeah, I travelled to France, and then I'd been out there 2 days, and my wife rang and said the police are all at the house, and she said they're here with a football banning order, an order for you to go to court. Now, obviously, then I spent 2 weeks in France. I travelled home because my mum wasn't well.
Were you aware that you were still under a banning order, Tommy?
No, I'm not under a banning order.
Right.
I've not been under a banning order. So I was under a banning order 2011 to 2014 for swearing outside Luton's football stadium.
Yeah.
Part of that banning order, it gave me a zone I wasn't allowed to enter on Saturdays in Luton, which included the whole Muslim community. Yeah. So it's a control order, but they used the football legislation exactly the same as they're doing now. They're using the football legislation in order to put control on where I can and can't go and what I can and can't do.
All right. So go on. So they turn up, but you'd already gone to France, yeah?
They had turned up. I'd already gone to France. So I travelled back from France. I was home, and the first time they come at 4 o'clock. So my wife gets in from school with the 3 kids, and the police are all there.
Yeah.
And this is something that has angered me more than anything that's happened in 6 years, because my kids don't know I've been to prison. My kids don't know anything about the EDL. I've shielded and protected them from knowing anything. Yeah, anything at all. They think I was working away when I was in prison. And then time and time again now recently, which is what happened when I landed at Luton Airport with my family, the police arrested me in front of my kids. And then that case was kicked down. But with this latest one, they come at 4 o'clock. My wife said he's not here. The police were very nice, she said, when they come. In fact, Bedfordshire Police, the officer who deals with football hooligans, has already said that they don't support this. This is not them doing this, which he said again to me when I got my passport back. So I've then travelled home, and then I've got into bed because I was dying from a week away. I've got into bed like early, 6 o'clock in the evening, and then my kids have come running up to the room crying, screaming, "Daddy, police are here, police are here, police are here." I've then gone downstairs. There's a video online of it.
I've seen the video. I was watching it last night. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I've got angry. I've got angry because I have an agreement with Bedfordshire Police, which is a mutual agreement that if the police need to talk to me or come to my house, they don't come in cars or uniforms, marked cars or uniforms, so they don't draw attention to where we live with people in the area. They don't highlight it because I live a secret life there. Yeah? And here they are. Here I come down the stairs. Here they are in uniforms. That's why my kids are crying upstairs, and it's to give me a court order to tell me to come to court because they wish to give me a banning order, another banning order. So they wish, and part of their intelligence, which when I read through everything, I'm gobsmacked by it because they've used now the fact that I had a fuck ISIS flag. They're using that as their main objective for why I should.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Whilst you were in France, you had this flag and this T-shirt. Explain what was on the T-shirt and what was on the flag, because you put it up on social media, didn't you?
I did, yeah. The flag wasn't mine. The flag is a serving Royal Marine Commandos who, if need be, will have to come to court, and is willing to come to court. It's his flag.
So what's on the flag?
On the flag, it's just a St George's flag that says "fuck ISIS."
F-U-C-K ISIS, right?
F-U-C-K
and then the
ISIS.
T-shirt you were wearing on the back of it said what?
The T-shirt is a man wearing an England top, and he's urinating on a ISIS flag.
Right. An ISIS flag. Nothing else on there? No Quran? No Muslim?
That's it.
What difference would that make?
People say immature, stupid,
Yeah.
blah, all those different things. Yeah, it probably does fall into some of them. I said, but other than that, it's not inciting hatred. It's not inciting religious hatred. Not inciting racial hatred. That they then say that they believe.
Hold on a minute. So when I just want to get this really clear. When the police turn up, they're talking about the T-shirt and the flag as well, are they?
They are. Yeah, that's what they're going on about. They're using that as their evidence now.
Evidence for what? That you were out there trying to cause trouble?
That I should not be allowed to go to football because of my character, because of my anti-Muslim stance, which is proven by my flag and T-shirt. What they also don't understand is that when I was in Lille, I was with one of my best mates who's a black Kenyan Muslim from Luton. So it's just all nonsense.
That's funny.
But up until they had already come to my house before any of these images of the fuck ISIS flag come out.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what they were basing their argument on, because in their court papers, Their actual own intelligence. Their intelligence says we have been informed that Mr. Yaxi Lennon is planning to travel to the Euros. Yeah. Then it says, but he has decided to miss Marseille as he believes there will be large amounts of violence there. Yeah. That's their intelligence on their court papers. When I'm reading through it all, it's like your own intelligence told you I've come to avoid trouble. Your own intelligence told you that. And to be honest, I lost the head when I was in court the first day. When they took my passport, I lost the head in court, and I've never done that. I just said to the judge, "How is this even happening? How can you give me a 3-year football banning order when I stick to it, abide by it? When your own police officers, because there's a statement from the Beds Police Liaison who says Stephen Yaxi Lennon has caused us no problems in 5 years. He doesn't cause any problems at football. When your own intelligence, when your own officers, when everything, all the evidence you have points to the fact that I behave, even the fact that I've gone and come back in 2 weeks and not been involved in any problems, I purposely missed Marseille. Here you are seizing my passport. So the bail conditions were that we're taking your passport, you can't leave the UK. So the police get their banning order, and you'll be in court in September to contest it.
Okay.
And it's just
fucking amazing, right, man? God. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, man. I'm like, listen, I like to talk about ISIS and Islam and condemn Islam and the 1.1 billion Muslims out there that adhere to, some form of Sharia law. It's, yeah.
This is a.
With his
this
shoes,
is a
I wouldn't
guy
want to live in his shoes.
that-
Oh my God. He's doing a good job. He's doing.
No, but this is the guy that is on the front lines.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, as far as we can tell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not in Saudi Arabia, or he's not in Iraq or anything like that, but he's in England, in Luton. And if anybody knows anything about Luton, we all know that it's way more than 25%, way more than Bradford.
Yeah.
Say Bradford again. Way more than Bradford. It's more like 45 to 50% Muslim, and it is.
Is it really that high? In Luton.
Oh, it's.
Nice.
Yeah. It's,
We'll
I mean,
talk-
that's Tommy, man, when he comes on. We're going to get Tommy Robinson on this fucking show, dude.
Yeah, next
Tommy
show.
fucking Robinson.
Well, next show.
An absolute fucking
July
legend. This
16th.
guy is out there on the front line, actually doing this shit, talking about this shit to Muslims.
Yeah.
Not us, and I know we're not anonymous, right?
Yeah.
Which is good, right? We know woo for us. But I'm in Texas. I'm not in Bradford anymore. If I was doing this shit in Bradford, do you think I'd be like as worried? Like, I'm not worried at all, obviously, right now. But if I was in Bradford saying this shit, yeah, I'd be a little bit worried. I would certainly my heckles would be a little bit up. I would be well more aware of who was watching this.
Yeah, I just
Can't
can't.
walk, you know
I
what I
just
mean?
can't imagine what he goes through, fucking like every day or weekly or monthly. It's just like,
Yeah, the best thing, he doesn't give a fuck. He's still going to carry on doing what he's
well,
doing.
that's good. I'm
If
like, that's
anybody
beautiful.
doesn't support
Yeah.
Tommy Robinson, get out of this fucking chat.
Yeah.
Seriously, this
Yeah.
guy, we have to support this guy 100%.
And he's not a fucking racist, so fuck all you people that think so.
Jesus Christ, way beyond that one,
It's the
dude.
reason why he left the fucking EDO because it was.
Hey, but some guy named Alex told me he was.
Oh, very much.
Alex fucking Botton, yeah, dude. Fuck
Alex
fuck.
Botton.
So yeah, but we support Tommy, and we're looking forward to having him on the
Hell
show.
yeah, we support
July
Tommy.
16th.
Yeah.
July 16th. Yeah. So he had a party to go to tonight, a birthday party for one of his friends that got killed. I think a couple years ago, I think it was, and they're celebrating his birthday anyway. So yeah,
All right.
we wish him all the best, and we're here
Yep.
for him, and we support him. So that's what it boils down to. And
Follow Tommy Robinson on Twitter. Tommy Robinson New Era.
yeah,
At Tommy Robinson New Era. Follow the guy.
Yeah.
Follow the guy. He doesn't tweet shit. He tweets the truth.
yeah, and his website
Okay.
is tommyrobinson.co.uk. So
Yep. Follow that shit, dude.
go check him
Follow
out.
everything. Yeah.
check
if
out
you're
his
from
book.
America, for some landlocked American state, you don't really know much about him, check him out.
Yeah, and check out his
Yeah.
new book, or his book, I should say, his newest book, Enemy of the State. So, yeah. Which I'm going to get, which I did not read, which I'm hoping I can read before we have him on the show. So,